Hey, so we are joined today by my colleague, Thomas Weber. He's a partner colleague, and we're jointly looking into software. Hey, Thomas, great to meet you today here.
Hey, Alex. Good seeing you too.
So software is obviously redefining how the cars are being designed. It's defining more than 90% of new functionalities. At the same time, we do see battery electric players putting a ton of pressure now on the traditional OEMs as well as suppliers to really drive this forward. Now, we have been trying to investigate in a lot of detail what this means for the traditional suppliers who are obviously delivering hardware, but what is their right to play in software?
I mean, software and electronics is a big business. It's been a $350 billion US dollar business in 2023. It's going to double until 2030. It's going to be over $1 trillion US dollar business in 2035. So there is a big business. 60% of this should be addressable for suppliers. 40% is direct monetization with end customers. If you think about suppliers, there's sensors, there's powertrain electronics, there's ADAS, there's compute platforms. So a lot to do. However, also I see that many of the players are struggling to really make money out of software. Why is this?
It's quite surprising because actually there are quite a few players who do make a ton of money already in the new space. Think about semiconductor players. Think about hyperscalers, also technology players that come in with software bundled offers. But then also, if you think about it, the OEMs, because at the end of the day, they commercialize the software-based functionality already to end customers. So there are players out there who do make money. However, we do see that there are rules of the game. And there are two main rules that definitely define if you can make money out of software. One is you need to own IP in the technology stack. You need to have your own intellectual property. And the other one is about scale. So you need to be really defining it. Now, there's another item that is very interesting. We also asked industry executives, what is the impact of software on the value of hardware? And surprisingly, actually, 75% of people were saying that they believe that software will increase or at least keep steady the value of hardware. Only 25% were expecting some detrimental effect from it. So we should actually be very optimistic. And going forward, I expect that there will be a couple of new business models emerging. So one will be around platform plays. So very horizontal play, more like semiconductor players. Then the second one is going to be more vertically integrated solution plays, like think about ADAS type of business models. And then the third one is going to be more product plays, very particular elements out of the overall technology stack. So I do think that if you bring together the IP and the scale, that it will turn out into a good monetization.
Yeah. But there is a lot of business model transformation going on then if you need to reposition in the tech stack. And I think this repositioning and this transformation of business models is the big challenge that everyone has ahead of themselves. We recently asked suppliers how they feel about their software competencies, and actually they don't feel too bad about it, producing software, embedding software. But most of them still do it in a very traditional customer project development basis. Yeah. So what's really needed then is investing, building into platforms, building into capabilities to do continuous upgrades, and of course, scaling up.
And this is exactly also what I would say in terms of the scaling effect. It's all about scale, and there are multiple lenses to this. The first one is very simply volume. So when we look at pure play software companies, they actually took in many cases a decade to become profitable. And it's all about building that volume that allows you to then spread your fixed costs. Then the second one is around scaling the capabilities, because you need a huge depth and breadth at the same time of capabilities and skills to actually deliver this. And then there's a third dimension to this, which is partnerships. So you really want to make sure that you don't try to go it all alone because the stack is way too large for that. So you need to establish your network. So as long as you manage to land those three lenses, you will actually get to the scale that you need for the business.
Great. So lots of opportunities for suppliers, but also lots of transformation work ahead of us.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.